MegaMan, the Blue Bomber, Capcom's side-scrolling, butt-kicking, robot power-stealing hero, has become almost as iconic as Mario and Link. Due to his many adventures saving the world from Dr.Wily and his petty-ass reasons for being a villain since 1987. With his series reaching new heights in forms of sequels and spin-offs, it was no surprise that Capcom would want to bring one of their premier franchises into the 21st century. However, instead of the standard side-scrolling shooter, the developers at Capcom decided to bring a new iteration of the character and his world to a new generation. And on March 21st, 2001, the world was introduced to the first game in the now famous MegaMan Battle Network series. Viewers of the Nerd Domain, I am your host Nerdtron, the Mile High Nerd, and this is my review of the original MegaMan Battle Network. Back in the day, the internet wasn't as big as it is now. Clifford Stroll, an American astronomer, once said that the internet was just a passing fad. And given how the internet practically runs our entire society, I would not take Mr. Stroll to Vegas with me. I'm just saying I need money, not bad luck. Now, I want you to think about what I just said, how the internet practically runs our society. From business and industry to social media and even content creation, the internet has become quite the tool to help our society move forward and advance daily. Now imagine if the internet ran everything in your local community, from your oven to water filtration, traffic, and yeah, you basically have the premise of the Battle Network series. In this series, every single device is connected to the internet. Every single one. You have old antique pots attached to the internet. Like, how does that even work? And since everything is connected to the net, viruses can cause significant harm to society if left unchecked. So everyone has a PET, or personal terminal, that houses a net navigator. Net navigators, or net navies for short, help their human companions navigate this internet-based life from email, schoolwork, virus busting, helping run businesses, and even competing against each other in friendly battle. In this series, you play Lan Hikari, an 11-year-old boy who would much rather sleep and net battle than do homework, my spirit animal, and his net navi, MegaMan.exe, the new iteration of the classic Blue Bomber. And throughout this game, you will interact with the physical and cyber worlds to stop the evil plot of World 3 and their leader, Dr.Wily. And spoiler alert, his reason for being evil is still just as petty. As stated before, you will interact with the physical and cyber worlds to solve puzzles, collect battle chips, fight bosses, and discover the plot of World 3. You control Lan in the physical world and Mega Man in the cyber world by jacking into the nearest object connected to the internet. The cyber world is filled with random encounter viruses, mystery data that can be either battle chips or in-game currency, and merchants that will sell you various items. Battle chips are in-game items that can be used to deal damage to an opponent, heal Mega Man, change the landscape of the 3x3 grid where battles occur, or combine with each other to unlock program advances to output even more damage to your opponent. During the match, you are given a random assortment of battle chips and must pick the best one for the situation or choose to add more to gain the advantage. After each battle, you're given a Buster rating, and the higher it is, the more likely you are to gain a battle chip. While this premise may seem basic, the developers decided to add a credible amount of depth to the battle chip system. You see, battle chips come in a variety of types. Null, which is the basic type of battle chip, Sword, which encapsulate different blades used in the game, Fire, water, electric, and wood type battle chips as well. In a four-way game of rock, paper, scissors, water beats fire, obviously, fire beats wood, wood beats electric, and electric beats water. Certain viruses and bosses are naturally associated with an element, so they will take double damage if you hit them with their weakness. If you do not have battle chips, MegaMan is equipped with his Mega Buster, a rapid fire or charge shot that helps him deal more damage. Around the physical and cyber world, some power-ups can increase MegaMan's health or buster. HP memory improves his health, and the aptly named power-up can either increase the base amount of buster damage, increase the rapid fire, or increase the damage of the charge shot, depending on which the player values most. MegaMan can also purchase different armor to improve his defensive capabilities, but there is a catch. Remember the elemental rock, paper, scissors? Well, MegaMan himself must play by those rules as well. If you equip him with wood armor and you get hit by a fire attack, you'll take double damage. So, the player will have to think about what type of armor they want to equip MegaMan. And while this is a rough draft of better things to come, we can say that the developers knew they wanted to customize MegaMan in a way and have every player feel like their MegaMan is different. And while I won't go into too much detail until the spoilers section, I'd say MegaMan and Lan find themselves in situations where they must stop World 3 and their respective navies from turning this internet-based society upside down. When encountering these villains, MegaMan must enter different computers such as traffic lights, ovens, and school boards to confront these villains. Each computer has a particular theme and puzzle to solve to fight the evil navies. And though Navi fights are not exclusive to villains of the story, I have to say each one has you on your toes because you don't know what's coming. For example, Woodman was practically my kryptonite when I first fought him, but then I got some fire chips and handled that. And when thinking about how the developers wanted to make this game, I can tell they wanted the players to explore the world and see what they could do with the tools that they were given. And with a variety of battle chips and particular customization, we know that each player's folder is going to be different. Even if, all of us have Anubis. But I'll get to that in a minute. So back in 2001, we played these games on Game Boy Advances. So playing against someone required you sit next to them and physically connect your devices. I know, shocking. But nowadays, we can just get online and net battle anyone with a good connection. With this game series being about 20 years old, there was only so much developers could do to ensure the online experience was as great as possible. That said, I'm happy to say I love the online, even if I lose. Look, man, Anubis is toxic as hell. We all spam it. Don't lie, you spam it too. But even when I lose, I still have a blast playing against people the same level as me and pulling out as many wins as possible, even if they are few and far between. Look, man, this is a 20-year meta. People know what battle chips to get. Don't judge me. And since this is being played in the Battle Network Legacy Collection, extra chips are available for download from the opening menu. Since this is the original Battle Network, there's only one chip, Base or Forte F, which back in the day you could only get from beating the secret boss Base himself. That being said, I will not hold it against this for having only one chip since it's the original game. However, I do have my critiques of this game. Okay, look, while I love this game series, I am pretty confident that I can address its flaws without being, too biased. And I have to say, the original Battle Network can be tedious at times. Some stages feel less fleshed out than others, the traffic stages and the power plant coming to mind. And the virus encounters feel so monotonous and frequent that it makes you want to pull your hair out sometimes. At one point in the game, I had beaten a virus, taken 7 steps, and immediately had to encounter another virus. Situations like these made me glad that they added a runaway feature in all games going forward. Another critique I have of this game is the world design. The physical world is alright, apart from a section called Dentown. However, the cyber world is an entirely different story. Finding your way to your destination without a map is an excellent way to get lost in this game. There is no way to know in which area you are in, roads can be somewhat confusing, and previously stated virus encounters make the cyber world feel like a drag to play, which feels bad because that's kind of the main premise of the game. And while I will not hold it against this game since it's the first of its kind and they were still experimenting on what they wanted to do, I make these criticisms known so that new players into the series can choose if this is the game they want to play first. And now we can address the elephant in the room. Many people, myself included, would have preferred Operation Shooting Star or wish it had been included in the Legacy Collection somehow. Operation Shooting Star is a remake of the original Battle Network with added content such as an extra story with the sequel series protagonist MegaMan Star Force, additional chips, and hell, there's even art of Operation Shooting Star in the gallery, so it's kind of confusing on why they couldn't include it. However, the more I thought about it, the more I understood why it wasn't included. The Switch and DS are different systems, so playing the game without jailbreaking would be hard. And considering what Nintendo did to the last person that jailbroke a Switch, I don't want no smoke, Nintendo. Just, I'll do everything legally. I'll play your games. I'll even use online. Just don't come at me like you did Gary Bowser. And since this is a legacy collection, I have to think that they just wanted to focus on the primary 10 games. And lastly, Capcom of Japan have officially stated that they do not have any plans to release this remake outside of Japan. And with the death of the 3DS, chances of playing it officially are of 0. And it's sad, but, sometimes you don't always get what you want. But enough of the downer parts. Let's go into story spoilers. Lan Akari and MegaMan must deal with the nefarious plans of World 3 during their daily activities, such as shopping for gifts, cooking at home, attending parties, and even going to school. MegaMan must jack in to wherever the source of the problem is and battle new iterations of classic robot masters that are causing people to get hurt. While these plans may seem random, each location has a particular program named after an element: water, fire, electric, wood, etc. After gaining these programs, Wily wants to combine them to create the life virus and wishes to infect and eventually destroy the cyber world and thus the cyber society. However, since there are 5 more games in this series, we know that MegaMan and Lan saved the day. Now I want to discuss Dr.Wily's motivations. Remember how he decided to become evil in the original universe due to Dr. Light humiliating him and just being better than him? Well, guess why he decided to destroy the world in this timeline? Yep, Dr. Hikari, Light in Japanese, had a project that was chosen over his. And instead of becoming better, he decided to quit the facility he was working at and made plans to destroy the society as a whole. Like, how are you petty on a multiversal level? Like, I just want to know. Petty, man. Anyway, I digress. In the final battle, it's revealed that MegaMan is Lan's twin brother, Hub Akari, who died at the age of 1 due to a specific condition that we'll discuss in the next game. But his data and DNA were used to make him a NetNavi. And when Lan discovers this, he's a bit shocked and worried about sending his literal brother in life or death situations. But with their newfound brotherly bond, they defeat the life virus and leave Dr. Wily in his exploding laboratory. With the world being saved, Lan and MegaMan return home to celebrate with friends, family, and rivals alike. When suddenly a virus infects the doghouse outside their home, MegaMan and Lan decide to jack in and deal with the issue. The first Battle Network set off a chain reaction to the fans of the Blue Bomber. The series was new yet familiar to everyone who grew up playing Mega Man and his adventures, and seeing some of their favorite Robot Masters reimagined was a sight to behold. The gameplay was different, and while it had its flaws, the developers proved that there was so much potential to be discovered in later games. While this game is a fun experience, I cannot recommend it to someone who's new to the franchise. There's a problem with levels feeling tedious, virus encounters after every few steps, and the cyber world feeling only possible to navigate with a map, which could be frustrating to someone new. However, with all that being said, the original Battle Network is still a fun ride, and seeing the introduction of these characters was a blast, and knowing how their stories would come to an end gave me a rush of nostalgia I didn't think I needed. And for that, I'm giving the original Battle Network a rating of 7.5 out of 10. But what do you think? Let me know in the comments below, and don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Also, follow me on Twitch and follow my newsletter. I post on there every Friday and Saturday, and I stream Thursday, Friday, and Saturday from 8 p.m. to 10 p.m. Mountain Time. Anyway, I've been your humble host Nerdtron, and I'll see y'all in the next one. Peace.
Check the mic and make sure it sound right, boys.